We're doing the Jamaican Jam this morning as we take you to Jamaica, home of reggae music, Blue Mountain coffee, and jerk cuisine. And the Bob Marley of Manger Bien, Chef Kevin Belton, joins us with his take on Jamaican jerk chicken and slaw. How you doing?
I'm good.
As they say in Jamaica, bless up.
Yes, many blessings. Do you like jerk?
I love it. It's a lot like New Orleans cuisine.
It's all about flavors, you know, and I've had the opportunity to learn this from a friend from Jamaica that has a restaurant in New Orleans.
Is that the jerk you've been telling me about?
That's the jerk I've been telling you.
Okay, I know.
Yeah, so look, here's what we have. I have brown sugar, smoked paprika, onion powder, okay? I'm using some ground allspice. I notice with a lot of cooking, especially Jamaican cuisine, they like to use the allspice berries. But I couldn't find any, so I used ground allspice. So we'll get this in our blender, okay?
We are jamming this. We get the blender out, man. We're ready.
Yeah, we got heavy duty equipment.
Okay.
We're gonna get in a little vegetable oil. All right. Gravy browning. In the grocery stores, folks may see kitchen bouquet gravy browning. Basically, gravy browning adds color. It's caramelized vegetables that they add color, but not so much for flavor. And this is where it gets real interesting because we have a yellow onion. I like sweet onion, so I use the Vidalia. We have some green onions that we just chopped, so we're gonna get these green onions in there. We're gonna get in some thyme, and just look, take the thyme sprigs, throw them right on in. Here I have garlic and ginger chopped up.
There you go.
Along with, you can use a Scotch bonnet or habanero pepper. So we can get all this in, and then I tell you what, that habanero pepper, that Scotch bonnet pepper, that's where that heat comes from when we think of a lot of Jamaican cooking. So we're gonna pop the lid on this, and we're gonna buzz this and get it going.
I told you we were jamming this morning.
We're jamming.
This is the Jamaican Jam.
That's it. So, should we buzz this so they can hear it?
Let's buzz it, baby.
I like to start on low, then jump up to medium, and then just put it on high and let it all puree because this is going to be our marinade.
I like that sound, man.
Yeah. Look. We just need to push everything down off the sides.
It's kind of what the LSU Tigers did to those Chanticleers in the World Series.
Push them down off the sides?
Oh, man.
I tell you what.
No, they blended them just like this.
It's congratulations to the kids. They did a great job. They kept the Chanticleers off the bases.
8 is great. Put a little more oil in there.
A little more oil. So let's buzz this. And then I'll show you how we're going to treat the chicken.
We're jamming. It's the national motto of Jamaica. Out of many, one people. And it's a great description of what we're cooking today is out of many ingredients, one great dish. The Jamaican jammer himself, Chef Kevin Belton, serving up Jamaican jerk chicken and slaw.
Tell you what.
You got the sauce.
Smell that.
Oh, man.
I mean, the onions, the garlic, the ginger, the thyme. I mean, we're going to get that sweetness from the brown sugar. We got that color from the kitchen bouquet for that little bit of color. But here's what we want to do with chicken. And something I've learned is that they like to use the legs and the thighs connected. So they take a knife and you want to just poke holes in the chicken, kind of not tearing the skin. Make sure you get that leg as well. I mean, you tear the skin, but basically we are leaving the skin intact. And we do the top.
That sauce kind of seep in there while you marinate it. Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So same thing here. We're going to do this piece. You just have to watch your fingers. But do both sides. And you notice I put on gloves. Because
Well, you always, whenever you deal with like raw meat or fish or
yeah.
chicken, you always use those.
But here, we want to try to, we want to take our hands and like squeeze this in all the little cracks and crevices. You know, this is where you can get the kids involved in something like this. All right. Now we have extra sauce here. All right. Extra marinade, but that's okay. But just you want to get that in there really good. And one of the things is with this is something you want to do ahead, because this needs to marinate for at least 4 hours, and it's better even if you do it overnight. So what I like to do at this point, I'll take this. You can either cover it or put this in a Ziploc bag. Put that in a baggie, put it in the fridge, do it I've done it a couple days and forgotten about it. I didn't go, oh, there's my chicken. And just let the flavors, you know, once you take it out, you don't need the excess sauce. Just throw that sauce away because we've had raw chicken in it, okay? But we put the oven 400 degrees, kind of middle rack. We put it in a pan, line it with foil, and kind of tin it so the foil isn't sticking to the chicken. Bake it for about an hour, and then uncover it and let it go for 20 minutes. And then, yeah, but the flavors, it's,
all right.
yeah.
You're an expert on Louisiana cuisine. What came first, New Orleans cuisine or Jamaican cuisine? What do you think?
Probably the islands, because they were there before we were.
And so that ended up kind of bleeding over into our area, and it mixed in that great gumbo pot that is New Orleans.
Yeah, and you know something I just learned? I never knew why he called his restaurant 14 parishes, because Jamaica is broken up into 14 parishes. Just like we have 64 parishes, Jamaica has 14 parishes.
We're not the only ones with parishes.
Exactly.
We thought we were. But
yeah, exactly. There we go.
Okay, what's your favorite Bob Marley song? Jammin'? I Shot the Sheriff, or how about One Love? Well, you're going to love what we're cooking this morning. Chef Kevin Belton's taking us to paradise with Jamaican jerk chicken and slaw.
Get together and eat today.
See? He knows Bob Marley.
That's it.
You're jamming, man.
You know, I have to say, that was one of the first albums that a cousin who was big into music, who was older than I was, bought for me. Was Bob Marley's album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got the chicken in the oven, so we need the slaw.
Chicken in the oven, a little slaw to go with it, okay? Now, here I have the cabbage with the carrots, and you could do green cabbage, purple cabbage, whatever you like. Pineapple and raisins.
This really makes it Jamaican. Oh, yeah. We got
Gives it a little
tropical.
sweetness. Now, for our dressing, what I have here, I have vegetable oil, apple cider vinegar. Into that, we'll get in a little yellow mustard.
This is so easy, this dressing.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And you know, you could throw this in a jar and just shake it up, which will be easier.
Shake it up, baby, now.
Yeah, put on a little music, throw it in the jar, shake it up. Here we have green onions, salt, black pepper, and some diced jalapenos.
Ooh, we gotta have the jalapenos. This is really gonna be spicy.
And you know, if you're not a jalapeno fan, guess what? Don't put them in. You know, just
there's a lot of other kind of peppers you could use if you want.
Yeah, you could do a red bell pepper if you want.
Oh, that's it. Give it some sweetness. Yeah.
Give it a sweetness instead of a spiciness. But look, just pour this all over the top. There we go. We're gonna get in. Here, let me toss this just a little bit. And what's nice with this, if you have company coming over, if you decide to do this for family or friends, do this in the morning so this dressing has time to sit on the cabbage, and it'll actually break the cabbage down a little bit because of the vinegar that's in the dressing. Okay?
Do it for the family and friends, but not those greedy relatives that we're always talking about. There you go. Okay.
Hey. No, you know what I'm about to say? We use jalapeno peppers. Throw some of those Scotch bonnet or habanero peppers in here
for the greedy
for those relatives, for those greedy relatives.
They'll never forget.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it to the islands,
man. They won't come back. They'll stay in the islands. Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
I love it.
But look at this. We got the tang from the mustard. We've got the little bit of sweetness from the pineapple. and from the raisins to give it a little sweetness.
It's such a pretty looking dish.
And what you want this to sit for about an hour, at least an hour, so that the acid from the vinegar can do its work. From that apple cider vinegar, it could do its work. And you know, if you want, you can also brighten it up with a little fresh lemon juice.
Jamaican jam continues. Boston Bay in Portland, Jamaica, considered the birthplace of jerk. There you can find many jerk stands to sample the delicious island fare. Our Good to Eat kitchen smells like Boston Bay this morning. Chef Kevin Belton serving up the sounds of reggae as he serves up the smells of real Jamaican jerk, chicken, and slaw. It's out of the oven.
It's out of the oven. In the oven for an hour covered, uncovered for 20, 30 minutes. And you see how it gets dark. Some of that darkness is from the brown sugar. Some is, a little bit is from the kitchen bouquet, but all those herbs and spices. And this is something that I had to break out the cleaver.
He's got the cleaver.
Because I always, what's the deal with the chicken? And Charles tells me, you gotta chop it so you kind of eat it with your hands. So, and I'm always wondering, at the restaurant, you just hear, bah, always just getting whacked. But part of it is picking it up, eating it with your fingers, you know? Hey, go ahead. Get a little taste of that. Well, I
feel like we're on The Sopranos.
I know.
He said we're getting whacked. He's whacking the chicken. Look out.
And you know, and that's the thing they told me. Leave the skin on. It comes apart. That's okay. It might not cut pretty. It's a little hot because it just came out the oven. But he says you whack it because it should be eaten in pieces as opposed to the whole thing. I don't know. What do you think?
Spices coming through.
So we had green onion, sweet onion, habanero pepper, vegetable oil, salt, pepper, brown sugar, smoked paprika. That was in the blender, all right? And that was our marinade that we rubbed the chicken with. And then for the slaw, we just did apple cider vinegar, olive oil, some of that. Come on, Kev. Mustard.
Oh, yellow mustard.
We did the yellow mustard, little salt, pepper, jalapenos, and green onions.
I tell you what,
dressing.
When you did those little cuts into the chicken before you cook it,
yeah,
you can really taste the flavors of when the marinade got down into the chicken.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
And with this slaw, with the pineapples and raisins, gives that sweetness.
Yes.
It is, when you mix the chicken with the slaw, let me tell you what, that's one really good bite.
Because the sweetness comes from the pineapple and the raisins in the slaw. We didn't put any sugar in there, but there's a little brown sugar on the meat.
Would you Jamaica me another plate?
I'd Jamaican you another plate. That's not bad.
Get this recipe and all of Chef Kevin's Good to Eat recipes at the Good to Eat page at WBRZ.com. If you need a vacation and you need it fast, try this jerk recipe and your island stay will last.
Jamaican me crazy. Jamaican me a treat. Jamaica jerk chicken. It's so jamming and so good to eat.